We going up, shit going down. We lighting them up, you best hit the ground. Shooting them up, one after round. When there's blood in the air, you better not dare to come around town. Father, please forgive me, have mercy on my soul. Fools keep trying to test me and I will never fold. It's the way that Wendy raised me, the city of the gold. Load them up and let them go, load them up and let them go, load them up and let them fly.
Yo, 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 yo. El Divino Vega. This is the Chop Shop. We here Friday night. A little later than I'd like to go live, but we're here nonetheless. We're about to get into it, guys. There's a few things to discuss, a few things to chop it up about. Like I say in the title, everything's on the chopping block. And I usually say nothing is off the table. We're here to discuss it all, guys. If there's time, of course, if there's time. We're trying to be more manageable with our time here, right? Especially since I'm going on so late. I'm not trying to be up so late either, right? But there's so much to discuss, guys, and a lot going on. Truth be told, as I said before, like I started these culinary classes, so that kind of I got a lot going on that end, and a lot of actually cool dishes that I've been learning and techniques. Like I said, I hope to like eventually put that and utilize all this into the kitchen edition of the chopping block, which will be coming pretty soon. Again, it's kind of hard to get things rolling when you do everything by yourself. So trying to like just find the time to edit these videos and produce them and all that stuff. It takes time, guys, but hopefully soon. But apart from that, guys, again, lots to discuss. I'm just gonna go ahead and start with the NBA Finals, guys, or the NBA playoffs, not finals. The NBA playoffs. Really, again, interesting to see that the series between the Detroit Pistons and the Cleveland Cavaliers has played out the way it's played out. I expected that one to be kind of done by now, to be honest. So I am kind of, I guess you could say, surprised it's gone this far, and that we're about to get into Game 7 with that one. But and then even on top of that, I'm actually surprised that it was almost technically it could have been Cavs going into the next round, but obviously Pistons pulled through tonight as expected, low key, but still, could have played out the other way, I guess. But so now we're about to get a Game 7. The series is tied 3-3. Obviously, OKC swept their round, and then the Knicks swept their round. That was, I think, probably one that I wasn't expecting there, but I knew the Knicks would come out on top. Or actually, no, I think I actually saw that one coming. And honestly, the way they've played, whoever wins between Pistons and Cavaliers, the way the Knicks been playing, I think they're going all the way, to be honest with you. That being said, we got the Spurs and Timberwolves playing right now. Obviously, San Antonio up one game, 3-2. Last I checked, the score was I believe 30-20. So it might still be that. I think they should take it. This game should be theirs. They should be advancing. And then it's Spurs and OKC, and that's going to be for an interesting round there going into the semifinals. So again, very interesting playoffs series, I would say. And again, I will say I got it wrong, guys. Initially I thought it was going to be Celtics on the East and Spurs on the West. And now the way things are going, I think it's going to be Knicks on the East, and I'm still going to stick with the Spurs on the West. I'm still optimistic enough. Not that like they're playing so horrible or something that or what I'm saying, like that they can't. It's going to be tough for them to beat OKC. I think they can. OKC is just no slouch. They ran through through their round the way as it should have been. Again, OKC stacked really. They got depth to the team, but so does the Spurs. And again, Wemby when Wemby's on point, just who's stopping him, right? That's the factor here that I'm just continually betting on. As long as he's in the game and as long as he's playing good, um, they just that's just the key factor that can give the Spurs the edge in every game. Again, because the Spurs already got a pretty good team as well, or not a pretty good, a really good team. They got depth to their team, but then you have the element of Wemby, and it's just like who's stopping them, right? Even though Timberwolves stopped in 2 games, and that's why I say like it's not how I expected it to play out. Not even that first series, I guess, but against the Trailblazers again. But these teams aren't slouches either, right? We got to keep that in mind. It's not everything that made it into the playoffs made it to the playoffs for a reason. The Trailblazers were a pretty decent team, and so are the Timberwolves. So um, it's not like they shouldn't have lost completely. It's like no, hey, these teams are good. Spurs are just on paper better, and again, that Wemby factor for me is right now why I'm giving them the edge all the way to the end. Uh, that even once they meet the Knicks in the finals, it's gonna be Spurs taking it anyways. If it plays out otherwise, honestly, color me shook. I don't know what the term is. I'll be surprised. I really would be surprised. Um, but hey, I clearly got it wrong a couple times already throughout this playoff. So we'll see how that goes as it continues to roll out. Again, OKC's already in the semifinals. Knicks already in the semifinals in their respective conferences. Right now, we're just waiting how this game plays out. Spurs should take it, having them face OKC going forward, and now we're waiting on Game 7 between Cavs and Pistons. Again, who would have thought? But here we are. So but that makes for an interesting playoffs, right? Like, it's not a bad thing to see low key, right? Like I'm like, oh man, I was wrong. But like, who cares? Like, it actually makes for a more interesting playoffs series. Um, and to tune in and to watch, So I'm not mad at it, guys. I'm really not mad at it. I'm okay with how things have been playing out. The only thing I'm mad is that my boys is out. You know what I'm saying? That's the only, and not the Bulls. Obviously, I'm talking about the Celtics. But there's always next year, guys. There's always next year. It was, I mean, what? We won literally 2 years ago. I'm okay. I'm okay. So that's that, guys. Um, on to the next thing, on to the next thing. Uh, and obviously we have to talk about this, guys. Obviously the Rousey Carano fight card um coming tomorrow. Coming tomorrow, guys. Kind of pull up the background. Where is it at? It's coming tomorrow, guys. There we go. And I'm excited for it, guys. I am genuinely excited for it. Trying to find hmm, is that where it's at? Nope. Okay. Well, either way, I was gonna show some footage because low key they've been going hard this past week. And shout out to Netflix on top of that. That's the other thing I'm forgetting to mention here. Shout out to Netflix. Oh, that's we were gonna get to that for sure. Obviously, the crosstown games always fun to watch. Um, but yeah, it's last I checked, yeah, they were losing, which again, it's kind of expected, not to shit on the Sox. I mean, because low key, the Sox do got a pretty decent squad and decent player right now that I would say is giving them an edge this season. But I just believe the Cubs are just kind of more stacked and more depth to their team. Um, but yeah, definitely. I was watching a little bit of it before I started getting ready for the live stream. Matter of fact, where are they? What is it looking like right now? Low key. Let's see. Latest. Yeah. Game B. All right. Oh wow. Okay. Oh man. Let's see. Okay. It's funny how sometimes the internet is dragged. Oh, so okay, there we go. So damn, 8-4. Jeez, come on. Come on, man. I mean, but hey, I'm glad that there's points on the board. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least that, right? At least that. So can't be fully upset. But again, always it's always great to see these teams face each other in the season. Yet again, those crosstown games are always fun. And interestingly enough, again, like I said, the White Sox are looking pretty decent this year too. Or you know what I'm saying? Or this season, 22 wins. Again, that's not a bad record. Um, so that's again, they're no slouches. Um, and there's two more games to go, so we'll see how it goes. Again, I don't expect it to be a sweep on the Cubs. If they do, I mean, it wouldn't be, I guess, totally shocking, but I'm not necessarily expecting it to be a sweep. If I'm gonna be honest. He said the Cubs scored on a wild pitch behind the catcher, and then we walked the batter while bases. Oh Jesus Christ! Yeah, that's rough. That's rough. That's rough. Oh, that's rough. Jeez Louise. He just can never catch a break sometimes, I guess. Oh yeah, yeah. No, but yeah, man, it is what it is, I guess, right? But like I said, this Ronda Rousey versus Carano fight is literally upon us. Um, it's low key, it's low key a fight that I'm looking forward to. You're talking about two of the most elite women fighters, respectively, of our lifetime. In the MMA arena, right? Or the MMA octagon, whatever you want to call it. So it's like I'm not. I'm kind of shocked to see how people were trying to downplay it. I'll say that much. But overall, excited that that I think a lot of people's eyes are on it now. There's just no denying. And again, it's not even just their fight, but it's no surprise that their fight is the main fight. Um, but it's one of those things where it's like it's almost like a fan favorite or fan scripted or fan casted type fight. You know what I mean? Like when you're talking about once you got like the Manny Pacquiao versus Mayweather fight or something like that, or yeah, I mean maybe that's not even the greatest example. Maybe more like the Canelo and Crawford fight, something like that of that nature, where it's like, you know, you're looking at two legends face each other off. It's not a it's nothing to scoff at. It's nothing to like to pretend like it's not a big deal. No, it is a big deal. You're talking about some of the biggest women fighters in the MMA sport, and I believe it's gonna be. I believe it's gonna be a good fight. You know, I think right now they're still doing the ceremonial weigh-ins. I think right now they're like doing the under limbs, something like that. I don't, but it's again. I'm excited to watch this. I'm excited for this event tomorrow. Definitely going to be tuning in. Um, Probably once I get home though, because like low key, I am busy tomorrow, so that's kind of it is what it is. So I'm hoping I don't miss. As long as I don't miss the main event fights, the main card, the fight card, like I'm happy, right? As long as I get to see Nate Diaz and Mike Perry and Ngannou and Linz and Rousey versus Carano, I'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? I'm okay with missing the undercards, right? The prelims and all that, whatever you want to call it. The fights that lead up to the main the bigger fights, right? I'll be okay with that. I'll be okay with that. So but again, it's cool to see Netflix doing their thing, man. Netflix is doing their thing. Um and it's not even and actually from this to MVP, the most valuable productions. Again, shout out to hate them or love them, the Logan brothers or whatever, the maybe maybe I get it. Honestly, I wasn't their biggest fans either. And you know, I want to say, you got to just give credit where credit is due. You know what I mean? Um, as much as like I know they could be annoying or say some crazy, things from time to time. Um, Overall, man, these guys know how to move. You know what I'm saying? I mean, one brother's in wrestling now. He knows how to promote stuff. They did that. He participated in that whole. Look at that. Speak of the devil. There's the one of the one of the brothers right there. And there goes Jake. Um, and so again, credit where credit is due, man. The kid's doing this thing. Again, these Logan brothers, they're doing their thing, man. One in wrestling, one in boxing, and kind of whatever else he's in. So shout out to these guys, man. It's they're making moves. You know what I'm saying? Um, and again, I'm excited to see what they got going on. It's if you're looking at the training videos, man, like they look really good. As far as Rousey and Gina Carano are concerned. Like I was just watching one of their like their sparring videos, and man, do they look solid, dude. Especially Gina Carano. Again, I give more credit to her just because it's like for anybody who's like followed her, where she was at weight wise and all that. Like she was a pretty big woman. You know what I'm saying? Like so to get down to I believe was what 141 today at the weigh-in to Rousey's 142. Again, Rousey's been in shape. She's even though she hasn't been fighting in MMA or UFC and all that, she's still been doing wrestling and movies and stuff. So she's kind of been in shape, even and surprisingly, even after her pregnancy, like still in good shape, like was around that time is what I'm saying, So, um, but to look at Carano, just Gina Carano, just as much the weight that she lost and how in shape she got for this fight. I mean, golly, like credit to her, and just seeing her move and her speed and her punches and kicks are. I don't know if I really don't know if Ronda Rousey's ready for it, man. If I'm being honest, again, my prediction or my bet is towards Gina Carano. I think she has what it takes to put down to put down Ronda with a good enough strike, And Ronda's a killer though, you know what I'm saying? I mean, but if there's anything her last couple losses show us, right? It's that's how she lost, you know what I'm saying? Like you get her with a good ping bang ping, you know what I'm saying? She going down, she going down. So again, Gina Carano's a striker, and I know some people are like, yeah, but when's the last time you saw her fight? Like over 17 years ago, right? And it's like, that don't mean nothing, man. Mike Tyson said it best. He's like, that don't leave you. You know what I'm saying? That don't leave you. So it's just she all she needs is one good hit. And again, it's not just the swings, but I'm looking at her punching and the way she's swinging. Man, a lot of speed, I'm sure a lot of power. Now I will say the I don't like her weight being a little under Ronda Rousey. I'll say that much. I don't like that. I wish I'd want her to be in the similar, uh, I guess you could say weight or above, whatever, because I forgot what the weigh-in was supposed to be in at. I'm not sure if it was 142 was where it's supposed to be. I think it was like 145 actually. So, but they both look good is the whole point. Both in their sparring sessions, obviously, Ronda doing her, judo stuff, the submissions. You see her, doing all that stuff. Cool. And obviously, like I said, you're looking at Gina Carano and just great her speed. That's what I'm looking at most. So obviously, when I'm just like, oh my damn, she's actually got some speed to her right there. Okay, look, okay, now on this one, you got Lynn's right now at the weigh-in at 220. That's now next is Francis Ngannou. Again, between this fight, I'm leaning towards Francis Ngannou. I mean, again the dude's a brute force is just again nasty, knockout power. It's I mean, I'll be shocked if there's no knockout here and it goes the distance, to be honest. But that could be me just undermining Lynn's. You know what I'm saying? That could be me undermining Lynn's. But man, and Ngannou's a beast, man. I mean, just look at the guy. Watch, just again, and then pause because I'm not trying to glaze over this guy right now, but just look at him. Look at him. Oh yeah, no. But both of these guys are looking peak level. Peak level. Let's see what he's coming in the way at 257. Jeez, golly, come on, holy cow. Oh, over this guy's what 220? Oh, come on, guys. It's not even fair. It's not even fair. Somebody save the kid. That's just crazy, man. That's crazy. Holy cow. The stark difference there is insane. Um, golly. Anyways, enough of that. I'll keep an eye on that just to see who comes next. But yeah, like I said, man, I'm looking at obviously their training regimen, and it's I think we're looking at a classic, judo versus Muay Thai fight, grappler versus striker, you know. The reality is this is what we're looking at is essentially, do either of these two still have it in them to pull that trigger, right? In the essence of like, does Ronda Rousey still have what it take to take someone down grapple wise and make them submit, right? And Gina Carano said, is does she still have that power to put you down, right? Um, and if so, I think that either way it plays out, it'll you know to all the haters, right? Like just now, if it goes a distance, I just hope it's still a good fight, right? Like I'm not mad if it goes a distance, and I'm not going to be one of those guys like, that just proves that they're just too old for it. They don't have what it takes to 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 go for that finishing, you know, hit or submit. Like none of that. As long as I see a good fight, but I will call it as I see it. If the fight looks slow, then I'll call it. Yo, we got Pin inside the building. Say, yo, what's good, my brother? Appreciate you sliding through, brother. Appreciate you sliding through. Um, and we had Jason in the comment section a little earlier. I'm sure you're watching the crosstown game right now. But obviously, in proper fashion, I suppose, Cubs are up. So that's what that is. But as of right now, we're talking Ronda Rousey versus Carano, seeing that it's coming tomorrow. I was just showing some of the weigh-ins that are kind of just going on live right now on YouTube. But kind of just also covering their, I guess you could say their workout regimens and videos that's come out lately, and kind of just how impressed I am with how they both, again, just put in that work, and they look good, like, athletic, whatever. I don't know what to call it. Like Ronda Rousey, you can see the muscles, same thing with Gina Carano. And again, with all the weight she lost, it's incredible, and I'm just I'm impressed with Gina Carano's speed in those sparring sessions. He says, "I'll join you after my live after this game for sure, dude." I mean, I know what you were trying to say. I know what you're trying to say there, but for sure, we'll be here. Um, let's see, is there anybody else coming up we can watch? But yeah, man. Again, I'm excited for this, man. Like I said, the Ngannou Limbs fight, it's should still be interesting with fight, but I do expect a knockout. I believe. I mean, we just saw the weight, guys. That's just bigger guys always gonna win, in my opinion. It's. I know we like to think, like, you know, movies like Ip Man or something, where you got like the small Chinese guy, like someone being able to take on this big brute force of a guy. You know what I mean? Like Mike Tyson, and somehow still, whatever. Like these movies, they portray these kind of victories. In real life, guys, when you have a lightweight versus a heavyweight type scenario, or whatever, middleweight versus heavyweight, whatever you want to call it. Again, the more weight, the higher weight you are, that's more power behind your punch. So I'm sorry. I'm just gonna call it as it is. I believe we got Mike Perry, Nate Diaz now up. Mike Perry at 169.6. Let's go. Okay. Let's see where Nate Diaz. If I had to guess, I'm gonna guess Nate Diaz is at like 1. let's say 160, maybe 160, maybe 158. The guy's not as big. He's tall, but he's not really bulky either. You know what I'm saying? I will say Mike Perry's got probably a bit more muscle to him. Um, but yeah, like, there he is. He's coming. But surprisingly, like again, for the as skinny as he is, like he's a knockout artist in his own right. You know what I mean? So there he goes. In true Diaz fashion, still flexing as if he's got some to him. But I mean, hey, I'll tell you this much: he's looking a lot better than I am. Pause and see if I was anywhere near. Oh snap, 168. I think I undermine. I forget the height. His height. He's pretty tall, so that makes up for the lack of like muscle density you see on his body. But okay, there you go. So pretty even. See, that's something more what you want to see when it comes to when it comes to the weight. Not nothing like that Ngannou Lins thing. That's just crazy. That's just crazy. Oh snap! Kind of shit are they talking? Let's see if I can pick it up. Hold on. He said no. I said they both weighed in at 168. Perry will fight 180. Diaz maybe 175. Yeah, no, for sure. Right, right. Let's see. Well, let's see what shit they're talking right now at the moment. Because these guys are shit talkers.
What's the official prediction?
I'm taking the judges out of it, bro. I'm getting him out of there. I'm knocking out Nate Diaz.
Oh,
Cannot wait for it. BKFC King of Fun. No, please don't do that. The one and only Platinum Mike Perry.
Fucking
Nathan,
that shit.
it's great to see you, and dare I say,
Do Mike Perry
we haven't
fashion.
seen you in this kind of shape in quite some time. What's been the difference?
Fight motherfuckers.
What?
Well, I'm wondering if the test that is Mike Perry gave you some extra motivation. Oh, I didn't tap.
I'm motivated to be back. I'm glad to be here. Coming out of Stockton, California. You already know what's up. Hey, I came here to kill and go home unkilled, motherfucker. It's good to see everybody.
Give it up for Stockton Zone!
They did.
Nathan!
They did fashion. Oh, yeah. No, but it's good to see these guys back in it, man. Like again, these are names that you know. These are names that you know. Fighters that you know brings that heat, brings that fire, bring that ferocity. Saying to the octagon, guys. So, man, it's definitely again. I'm excited for this event, guys. I'm kind of again. I just hope I don't miss any of it because I do have some things to do tomorrow. But I'm really hoping that I'm able to catch these. I'll tell you this much. I'll be honest. If I'm still at where I'm at, I might just bring out the bust out the phone and have to play it off my phone. You know what I'm saying? While I'm at this party, you know what I'm saying, and just keep the volume low. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited for this fight. Let's see. I want to say since they were out right now. The next two should be obviously Ronda Rousey and Gina Carano. This actually might be like a replay because I feel like the weigh-ins already came in. It said, "Do what you got to do." Right, that's what I'm saying, man. I don't want to miss it. So if I'm still at that party, I just might have to bust out the phone, man. Just might have to do it. But again, man, like I said, I mean, here we go. Gina Carano coming up to the stage, to the scale, should we say. And again, just see, play some sound here. Okay, no, this is a different weigh-in from the one I saw. I'll tell you that.
Official weight for Gina Carano. 141.
Still at 141.4. Still at 141.4. But man, again, looking good. If anybody, again, if you knew where she was at before this, you'd be just as like proud almost. Like, man, put in the work.
For the professional record of 12
He
wins
said they do
versus
official
just 2
weigh-ins in
defeats
the AM and
with
one
9
unofficial crowd at night. It's
submissions
live.
and 3
Just be careful with
knockouts
the YouTube
with
strike.
8
Oh, true.
wins in less than 1 minute.
Anyways, yeah, that's true. Let that kind of just take a breather because he's right about that. Just be careful with the YouTube strikes, he said. You ain't lying. So, but yeah, guys, like I said, it's I'm excited for this fight, man. They both look good. They both look, ready. They both look ready. Even the watching the interviews, the pre-fight interviews, um they look good. I'm excited for it, man. And I like it because I'll tell you this much. It's one of the most composed pre-fight, like, press conferences I've seen. You know what I mean? Like, usually they want to sell you on the drama, the shit talking. And I'm glad that that's not really what I've seen happen here. Again, it's refreshing to see them just both kind of, give each other flowers. I mean, there's been some shit talking. Don't get me wrong, especially that last press conference, the most recent one they had. Let's see what Ronda Rousey's weighing in at. That press conference that they had, again, this one was probably the most lively one I've seen. Yeah, right there at 142. So, again, they're both looking good. Both ready to put each other through hell, I would say. So again, I'm excited for that, man. I'm excited for that. They look good in their training camps, guys. And my prediction, I'm giving it to Carano. I'm gonna give it to Carano. You know what I'm saying? If it's not knockout, it's because I do believe she's training hard, and I believe, it's not like you, and I can say for Gina Carano, but I will say that, and maybe I might be wrong here, and I might be crazy for saying this. I feel like you can put in more work and training into being better at grappling and reverse grappling. You can prepare for that. What you can't prepare for instead of if you have a soft chin, you know what I'm saying? If you have a soft chin, I'm sorry, you have a soft chin. And if I can knock you out, I'm knocking you out. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can't prepare for that. All you can really do is hope that you can defend yourself well enough not to get hit. You know what I'm saying? But that's easier to accomplish than finding the right, getting the right grapple. And I'm not saying it's, how do you say? Not that it's not easy for some, because sometimes you see it. I'm just saying you can prepare more for that than you can for not getting knocked out. You know what I'm saying? Robert Penn says Rousey 100% finish rate. I'm just saying her losses towards the end of her career say otherwise. I'm just saying that's what I'm leaning on, brother. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, she was good at what she was good at, but I'm sorry. You've been exposed. You know what I'm saying? That's all I gotta say. So that's what I'm saying. But but let's go ahead and keep it moving, guys. Let's go ahead and keep it moving. Again, just want to share that this fight's coming tomorrow. I hope you guys are excited. It's just as excited for it as I am, and the entire event, not just the Rousey Carano fight, but obviously, like I said, the Nate Diaz, Mike Perry, Ngannou, Lins. Those are the ones I'm mostly excited for. There's a few other fights there that I know will be good, but I'll be happy if I just get to catch those. Robert Penn says Amanda Nunez is an animal and does that to every girl she fights. Yeah, but what about Holmes? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, sure, you're right, but this isn't the only fight that she's been knocked out. You know what I'm saying? I'd agree with you if that was her only loss to knockout power, to getting hit, if you just get her in the right spot. You know what I mean? But the fact that that's the same way she went down to Holmes, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's all I'm saying. You put her, I just gave it to you. So I don't know unless you're saying name another after that, but I'm just telling you, you've been exposed. You get the right hit, I don't have to name another. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I really don't have to name another. He said he can't be perfect. You're right about that. You're right about that. That's all I'm saying. She's not perfect. That's what I'm saying. You said Rousey 100% finish rate. What I'm trying to say is she ain't perfect, and that 100% doesn't exist. That's all I'm saying. Oh yeah, no. Well, let's go ahead and keep it moving, guys. Let's go ahead and keep it moving. Um, what else? What else we got here on this list? Just to actually keep it on the Netflix angle right here, right? I gotta say, Netflix is a joke. They're killing it, right? It's. I gotta say, starting off the week. Um, or at least I believe they started off the week. I could be wrong here, so forgive me if I'm wrong, guys. But I want to say they started off with that whole the Kevin Hart roast, right? But I could be wrong here. But according to sources and articles and things that I came across, this is by far the biggest comedy festival um, event or largest comedy festival event in history, um, where they had featured over 475 shows across 45 plus venues with 500 plus artists. Again, it's the largest comedy event in history. Now, the only question is if any of these. I've seen some clips online, but the question is, I guess, if any of it else is going to be featured on YouTube or not YouTube. I'm sorry, Netflix. Because from what I saw, it showed that Dave Chappelle had a 3-night run at the Hollywood Palladium. Shane Gillis and friends at the Hollywood Bowl. Seth Rogen was at the Greek Theater. They had Jon Stewart hosting the Night of Too Many Stars, which I guess was like a show for autism or something like that. I think was what I read. The I know that the live semifinal and finale for Funny AF with Kevin Hart, funny as fuck with Kevin Hart. I know that aired. I have yet to catch up to that, but I know from what I have caught, that shit's really good. It's really funny. Good last. The wife actually put me onto it. She watched it before I did. But I just watched Theo Vaughn this past week with Mike Tyson. That was hilarious. Again, if you're a fan of that of Theo Vaughn's podcast, and that style and format of I guess interviews, there's a lot you do still learn. Robert Pisson's Omar is coming. Hey, we'll see, man. We'll see. We will see, brother. But again, it was funny to watch. Again, the conversation between Mike and Theo Vaughn. They're both in their own right, funny in their own ways. I mean, Theo Vaughn is a comedian, but if you know it, if you watch his stand up to his, and again, even just his, whatchamacallit, oh, sorry guys, I just realized my camera moved. There we go. His podcast, I mean, the dude's just funny, and just the way he says things and puts things together, where his brain goes. It's always just a good watch. Oh man. I forgot I had my tea there. So yeah, that was funny. I watched that today, and I know there's plenty more that they had done with this. So again, like I said, the only question is if any of this is gonna. That was on YouTube, just to clarify. That one I saw on YouTube for Theo Vaughn's channel. The rest of it is, like I said, I don't know if it's playing on Netflix or not. But again, like I said, that's the only thing that I have seen on Netflix so far was the roast of Kevin Hart. And guys, I mean, we got to talk about it. That was hilarious. I don't know if you guys watched it or not. If you haven't watched it for whatever reason, go watch it. It's just as good. I don't want to say it's better. I can't say it's better than the Tom Brady roast, but it's definitely just as good. There is definitely a lot more that they did for it in the sense of like production, I would say, and kind of like choreographed, so to speak. Like I don't explain it, like the way they just choreograph things, It's almost like they kind of had they finally had their, I guess you could say, blueprint, right, from the Tom Brady roast. Hmm. Knowing how to like navigate and move the pieces around and stuff, and how to input people. So like you could tell like they worked on it a bit more, and you kind of it came from for instance, last time the only like surprise kind of out of nowhere was I would say for the Tom Brady roast was Tony Hinchcliffe. Um, and coming from because everybody else kind of came from the back where he came from the audience. um they did it in similar fashion this time around with someone else, but they had more of a spectacle to it this time around. And then a lot more, I guess you could say, unexpected. Actually, no, I don't think it was a lot more unexpected guests. I think the Tom Brady roast actually had more unexpected guests on Tom Brady's end, like from who he expected to be there. But apart from that, like I said, it was really funny. I mean, really, really funny. Um, I will say this one probably had moments that wasn't so comedic compared to like the Tom Brady roast, specifically from comedians, right? But also the guests that come in, um, it's like even though the Tom Brady roast probably had more non-comedian people's also like give jokes, right? It was still funny. Like, like everything still landed, even when it came to Bill Belichick, right? Which was probably like the most I guess you could say least charismatic when it came to, telling jokes. Uh or maybe even the Ben Affleck part, right? The Ben Affleck part was a bit like, you know, um I know not a lot of people found that part that funny. There was things he was saying that I laughed at, but if I'm gonna be honest, I know it wasn't as funny as the rest. This one had more of those moments, and sadly said even with some of the comedians, um, where it was like, that's really not that funny, um, or at least maybe not as funny as you thought it was gonna be, and it almost seems like you just like you felt the need to like put your own personal biases, you know, that you take personal into it, which is kind of like where it's like, it's not as funny, because you kind of went out of your way to make it more personal about your own biases rather than just like a general overclothing statement, you know. But apart from that, even those comedians that had those moments that was like, that didn't stick as well as you thought it was, or and maybe they just didn't care if it stuck or not. They just had to do their thing and say their thing, you know, due to their, I guess, lack for a better, I guess, term, political leanings or something. But apart from that, even there, they were funny. You know what I'm saying? Like again, everybody was funny. I mean, I was laughing loud, hysterically, damn near crying, just as much as I did for the Tom Brady roast, or almost just as much. Right? There's not as, like I said, there's moments where there's like fall off points, but for the most part, it was funny, man. Um, so go check it out if you haven't checked it out. Uh, I would like to see and know who do you guys think was the funniest out of the whole, um, I guess event. It's hard to say. Like I think last time, I think we all can agree that between the Nikki Glacier and probably Tony Hinchcliffe, they were the ones that just went hard. This time it's kind of hard to say. There was a lot of people went hard, man. Like again, Tony Hinchcliffe went hard again, but man, like you know, uh, I want to say Shane did his thing. Pete Davidson, despite that he had like one joke, I was like, I'm not sure if that was a good one or not, but it's kind of funny, But he hit. Uh, Sure Underwood hit. She went hard. Cat Williams showed up. He did good. I mean, dude, like I said, it's hard to. I don't know if I have Jeff Ross did his thing. Obviously, as always, as expected. Um, who's this guy? I forget his name right now. It's eluding me. But man, like I said, it's hard to pinpoint which comedian did like who outshined in this one. I'm not so sure anybody did outshine in this one, I guess is what I'm gonna say. Um I'm not sure anybody did outshine anyone else. It almost seems like everyone just brought their A game with the like I said, the exception of two comedians that just like you guys kind of lost me there, but overall you guys still did good. Um and then there's again a few appearances, that were like, okay, it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny, not as funny, but it's kind of funny. You know who actually did good? Surprisingly, Lizzo. Lizzo did really good. Draymond Green did good. He was good in this one. I'm trying to remember everybody who performed, and I'm missing that one comedian. It's pissing me off that I don't remember his name, but he did really good too. Um, The Rock did good. Who else? Man, again, it's Cat Williams for sure. His appearance was really, man, just funny. Like I said, dude, throughout the whole thing, I'm laughing out loud throughout the whole thing. So if you haven't seen the roast of Kevin Hart, make sure you check it out. It was hilarious, right? And then it was shot on Mother's Day too. So man, the Mother's Day jokes, especially he shot at Chelsea Handler, were hilarious. Again, it's funny. It is funny. It's really funny. You guys should check it out, man. Again, Netflix is doing their thing, man. From this MVP event coming up this weekend or tomorrow to the Netflix is a joke festival that they had all week. Again, like I said last time, like, hey, they didn't get Warner Brothers. They really didn't need Warner Brothers. They kind of did if they ever wanted to really have a true, I guess, stronghold in even in the theater world, right? Apart from just streaming, but like I said, it's almost like it's hard to know if you guys were going to do justice by that because just the way they go about things, now, what I'm saying, with what they have, so it's like, again, I'm for what I want, you know, out of whoever purchases Warner Brothers, I gotta say Paramount was the stronger deal. So I'm kind of happy how that turned out. And that being said, let's go ahead and dive into that, I would say. Which is obviously, as I said before, hashtag restore the Snyderverse is always going to be a topic of discussion here, especially while we have actually hold on, let's do that. Boom. Especially while we have I lost it. Like I said, Zack Snyder is still posting, right? That's always as long as he's posting, I'm always gonna post, right? And I'm not so sure where's the last post. So I might show one that I already showed. I might, from last time. But so forgive me if that is the case. But that being said, guys, again, in true Zack Snyder fashion, the guy is still posting DC related stuff, right? The world only no, so I definitely didn't post this or talk about this because this was 3 days ago. Last time I went live was Monday. But the world only makes sense if you force it to. I'm kind of weird. I'm kind of bummed out that I can't hear the music because he always plays music with his photos. But again, anybody who knows where I stand with this, the BVS movie is my favorite comic book movie of all time. This is my favorite version of Batman when it comes to Batman portrayed on the live screen. It's the Batfleck, and seeing him in that armored suit again as a fan of the Frank Miller comic, The Dark Knight Returns, and knowing the whole how Zack Snyder kind of obviously the inspiration for this movie was a lot from that one, from that comic book story. So when you see Batman in the mech suit, which people, some people look over that, right? Like it's there's not the same suit technically, right? Like in Dark Knight Returns, the Frank Miller story, it's a mech suit, right? So it's more like, like more like an Iron Man suit, so to speak, right? There's hydraulics and things to it that give stronger impact to the punches. Even though he also does the same thing with the whole. Again, a lot of similarities with the sonic sounds, right? And you see that in the movie. It happens also in the storyline, right? To disrupt Superman's hearing. The kryptonite. In the movie, it's the grenade. In the Frank Miller's Dark Knight Returns, it's Green Arrow's arrow, right? That causes Batman to or Superman to weaken, right? And then gives Batman enough time to pretty much kick Superman's ass, right? And so again, just being a fan of that, like I read that first, the animated movie that they did. So when I saw this in the big screen in the theater, live action, I goosebumps. Like I can't even just my hairs rose. I was like the happiest just fan alive when I saw that. And again, I saw this movie 4 or 5 times in theater. For all those who like for a better term, bitch and moan about the theatrical cut. Me personally, I was fine with it. I know people, I guess, need the Ultimate Edition, which it is. There is more to it, and it is a better film in the essence that it's a more completed story, plot that allows you to, I guess, properly see things for what they are, and it does add to the story things that are missing from the theatrical cut. But again, like I said, and the theatrical was just fine for me, even if the Ultimate Edition didn't exist. But I'm glad it does exist because, yeah, there is more to the Ultimate Edition that gives more context and nuances to certain character plots throughout the story. But like I said, this was 3 days ago. He posts this, right? Then he follows it up with this one, which for anybody who knows, this is a shot, like a photo he shot. Well, here he goes, right here, right? Shot this on my Leica monochrome during the Wonder Woman Chimera shoot, an original story unfolding through the lens. And these were her soldiers. So for those who don't know, if I'm correct, before we got the Wonder Woman storyline that we got from Patty Jenkins, the Wonder Woman movie was supposed to actually be around this time period, not the World War II time period that we got in the World War II or World War One. I think it's World War One. I forget. And so that's why, you're only seeing this kind of warrior in here, but the actual video or photo, as you can see, there's even like a Indian warrior. There's a few different kinds of warriors in this shot that's beside Diana or Wonder Woman. So he posted, this was my whole point, right? Now and again, in true fashion, he follows it up with his shot of himself in the Wonder Woman movie, apparently shot by Clay Anos, right? And this is him. For a lot of people don't know, he has a cameo in this movie. And again, it's like, this is peak DC. DC has not done this well since this moment. It's fallen off so hard. I just had a brother from the church, because I came in with my my Batman hat. I didn't have my Zack Snyder's Justice League sweater, but just my Batman hat. And he saw it, and it is a pretty cool hat. I've worn it. You've guys seen it a few times if you've tuned in, but I wore it that night and for Bible study. And he's, oh, you're a Batman fan, blah, 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 and he's like, oh, so what are your thoughts on this DCU? And I'm like, rough, rough, and he wanted to, he's like, oh man, really? Okay. I mean, so he's like, well, so then in that case, what you think about Superman, the new Superman? I'm like, even rougher, like I hate it. You know what I'm saying? I was like, it's whatever. And I kind of give him just a few reasons, and he kind of understood, what I was saying. He's like, oh, you're right. That's true, but again, this is peak DC, right? Following the Dark Knight trilogy, right? Like you have to say this every time because this Dark Knight trilogy essentially was the foundation for what was to come, right? Nolan passing the baton to Zack Snyder, then, right? And we getting Man of Steel, Batman versus Superman, Wonder Woman, Suicide Squad, which we still have yet to get David Ayer's Suicide Squad. So hashtag release the Ayer cut as well. I'm hoping Paramount, man, once they own all this, that they make these moves, these crucial moves that really would bring in money and audiences to their platform, to the Paramount Plus platform. If they release the Ayer cut on there, come on. Like they should capitalize on that. You know what I'm saying? Like I hope they the same way that they release the Snyder Cut was a thing for the release of or for when HBO Max was making it its but I think it was back then it was just Max. But when they made its launch, um, you know, released they did that whole like Snyder Cut thing at the time, and it brought in the numbers for them. I think they should do the same with the release the Ayer cut. I know at the moment that happens, I'm going over there. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I don't even have Paramount Plus yet, if I'm be honest. I'm gonna wait to see what happens with the purchase when they purchase WBD and see exactly how things play out. Um, but anyways, like I said, Zach just posted or not just posted this, but this was yesterday. And again, if you thought that was it, it's not. This was today. This is awesome. And it is awesome. Again, Superman and some sort of like, I don't even know what's going on here, but it's Superman. You know what I'm saying? It's Superman. That's all I need to know. It's Henry Cavill Superman, the Superman we should have been seeing, the Superman we should have been getting. Not this goofy James Gunn version we got. That really misses the mark on a stoic, principled, iconic, larger than life Superman that we got in Henry Cavill, the way Zack Snyder portrayed him. Again, when we're talking about it's that sequence of what is it? Let's see if I can pull it up here. This is it. Let's see if I can pull it up for you guys. Yeah, this is it right here. Hold on. Yeah, hold on. Oh no, hold on. Wait a minute. Sorry, guys. Just want to make sure you guys get to watch it with me. but again, so this is peak Superman. This is peak DC. It's Zack Snyder at the helm of things. It's and everybody falling in line with the vision, right, of what he was doing, right? Again, when you're looking at Wonder Woman, the first one, right, compared to 1984, like it's not even close. It's not even close. They fell off so hard, so hard. I think to myself, and look, even Aquaman, right? And again, I know a lot of people like, the the apostles, the disciples, the acolytes, the more embedded of us, in the movement. I know a lot of them disown it because they yes, there are things that aren't necessarily in line with the Zack Snyder's Justice League vision of Aquaman, but it's not too far off either. And there's a reason why that one was successful, and it wasn't because it was more like Marvel or something like that. Whatever, they had more. It wasn't that. It was because it was riding on the tail of still what was the Justice League, what people were excited for. Jason Momoa as Aquaman is still a good Aquaman, and then the world itself, as presented in the film, was still large and epic in scale, almost like a Star Wars sci-fi movie. You know what I'm saying? But just under the water, right? There's many things that I had going for it, but all that to say, again, that's peak DC, and the numbers speak for themselves. Is all I gotta say. No DCU movie or DCEU movie that followed ever reached anything close to the numbers that DC was making. Again, from the Dark Knight trilogy to Man of Steel, BVS, Wonder Woman, Suicide Squad, heck, even the Justice League has made more money than most of the movies that we got for the DCEU and DCU. Think about that, right? And then Aquaman, right? Again, with the only exceptions from then till like the more recent stuff is Joker and the Batman, but like, those are the obvious ones, right? Which we'll get into that coming up soon. But before I forget, let me just share this with you guys because this is this is what Superman is and what we should have gotten, right?
For the dark side. Not impressed.
Come on. Just, you get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? Come on. It speaks for itself, guys. You know what I mean? Like, this is peak DC. That's all this is the Superman you want to see, not the one we got in that Superman movie. It's crazy. But anyways, it's it just goes, it really goes without saying, but I guess you just have to say these things, you know what I mean? It is what it is. But that being said, guys, right? I was speaking on the Batman. I gotta say, right, like, and I've been saying this for a while now, right? I'm not too big on the Batman movie. I'm not one of those guys that claim it's as bad as some people claim it is. But it has some redeeming qualities, a lot of redeeming qualities. Let me say that. The biggest negative takeaway from the first Batman was the portrayal of Batman and Bruce Wayne in the movie, right? That's essentially the biggest downfall of that movie. Everything else hits, and maybe the Joker. Wasn't too big on the Joker scene that they had. It was okay, but I wasn't too big on it. It made no difference. It's I gotta see more to really be convinced. It's not to say that it was bad, but it wasn't like great, right? There's not enough there to really judge it, if I'm being honest. But everything else, the Riddler, Falcone, Penguin, Gordon, it had good elements to it. The tone was relatively a great tone. The cinematography was good. Matt Reeves did cook. You know what I'm saying? With all that. The only thing you could hope that is that they heard us, and that this Batman we're getting in this one is a bit better than what we got the last time. But anyways, all that to say that then it's followed up by the Penguin, which the Penguin, I mean, golly, that was a good series. That was a great series. And that's really what kind of had me kind of go back and, because everybody kept telling me, yo, the Penguin series, you got to watch it. Because I'll be honest, I really wasn't too interested in it. DC, I just felt like really let down by DC for a while there. Because again, there's just nothing worth the watch or anything that was that good. When there was so much potential. There was so much potential, especially once they released the Snyder Cut. And you would have thought that they would just thought to themselves, okay, and not to say that there weren't those that did think that. It's just that unfortunately WB just has idiots, running the show there. And so they didn't go through with the restoring of the Snyderverse at the time, right? And then there was like that second chance that they had, right? With, when they brought Henry Cavill back, right? Where The Rock fought hard and his team to bring Henry Cavill back as Superman. And, he had that little appearance in Black Adam, which again, that could be debated whether or not he was necessarily there. But the other factor there is that not only did you fail to actually properly install him in the film, and all you did was give him this weird, post-credit scene, but then you're still disassociating Shazam. And you are Shazam's villain, not Superman's villain. There's a lot of things that did go wrong with that Black Adam movie. As much as that, there's a lot of things that I like about that movie. But anyways, not to get too deep into that. All that to say that the Batman 2, Matt Reeves went hard recently with promoting this on X, and essentially giving us his I guess lineup, the lineup for the movie, of cast, the lineup for, it was almost like, how the Russo brothers and foggy, and Marvel kind of did their way of like showing you who was going to be in Secret Wars or in Avengers Doomsday, and it shows you like the entire cast or something like that. That's essentially what he did, but just his own way, guys. Which I thought was like kudos to him, because it's like, all right, you're doing something here. And we'll probably even take a look at that. But just to even give you guys a quick rundown of who he, in a sense, shouted out, I would say, in the movies, or not in the movie, on X, as obviously recast and new cast, I would say. Obviously, Robert Pattinson is coming back as Batman. He shared that, or like there's a GIF, and so he essentially did it in GIF rollout. You know what I mean? So that what was cool about this is that he had the essentially like a GIF rollout for everybody that that's gonna be in this movie. So it's his own unofficial way of showing you who's going to be in this film, right? And but just to again name them off, you have Robert Pattinson coming back as Batman, Bruce Wayne, Jeffrey Wright coming back as James Gordon, Andy Serkis obviously coming back as Alfred Pennyworth, Colin Farrell as Oswald Cobblepot, Penguin, Jamie Lawson returning as Bea Real, Jill Perez Abraham returning as Officer Martinez. Now this is where we're getting to the territory of new people in the ranks. Again, not solidified by DC or Warner Bros. Or anything of that nature, but per these X posts that he went hard on, we got Brian Tyree Henry, who's apparently strongly indicated and announced as a new cop character. Apparently, they're thinking he might be Detective Marcus Wise. And this is the one that's really got everybody going, and that's the Sebastian Stan, who's heavily reported as locked in for Harvey Dent, right? With Reeves, GIF teases that pretty much lining up with that, right? So those are the ones that are more solidified. Now these are the ones that are kind of loosely being more speculated around or pending to be official or not. And that's that the Scarlett Johansson, right? She's speculated by a few people because of the cryptic GIF post, I guess you could say, as being in this movie. And the speculation is that she's gonna, I guess, possibly playing Gilda Dent, tied into the Harvey Dent storyline that is kind of being speculated to be part of the story arc this time around. Some are saying that it's kind of going to be his introduction to becoming Two-Face. I'm more on the line that I think we're actually going to get Two-Face. Like I think we actually might see it happen in real time. Another person is Charles Dance, also speculated. So the speculation he's going to be Christopher Dent, part of the Dent family, one of the elders. And there's a few others that I saw. But essentially that's kind of the talk around town. But let's go ahead and show you some of the GIFs so you guys can see just how crazy this man went on X. And again, kudos to Matt Reeves, man. Like finding a way to engage with the fans. Because again, keep in mind, right? Like we've been waiting for how long now? Right. So this was back in May 7th, right? He's been slowly kind of putting it out there, right? It's not to say that he's not being like consistent with it, but I want to just say it's like you're getting more, right? And I want to say this was like the initial thing I saw where it was like talk was being had, so snow tires and everybody like, oh, so it's gonna be the winter time, or is this an indication of Mr. Freeze, right? So still to be determined. To my knowledge, we don't know yet. Yeah, so this is essentially where it starts picking up. It was all on May 7th, and it goes forward from there, right? You had this guy question, is this testing for the Batman 2, Matt? He says, sure is, right? Then you had this one being posted on there, where it's this guy in this Batman great. I mean, again, if you're a fan of Batman, I love this image. I mean, let's just take the time to appreciate this. Freaking Batman. It's time. Hearts it, right? My biggest effing dream to see in live action is a bloody Batman in the snow. I really hope this means it's happening. And again, Matt Reeves, indeed it is. Heart. But again, not specifying, is this winter? Is this Mr. Freeze? What are we getting here? Right? So we don't know. Then he got this one, feel alive again. Thank you, right? And it's this image, hearts it with the bat. We're back, baby. This the time is finally here. Right? And again, cool, funny video. Yes, Matt Reeves enjoying it again, engaging with the fans. This is the most you've tweeted in one sitting, a new record, and boom, just over here having a little fun. So, and this is it again. It just started kicking off. Bam! Like again, this is all May 7th still. So it is, and so it does. But this is where it starts kicking off on May 13th, right? We meet again, my friend. That's a gif of Batman. Just everybody knows this scene. This is the Penguin's car flipping over, right? Then you get this one, right? Here we go again, my friend. Jim Gordon, right? Again, so this is him kind of just in a way teasing who's going to be in the film, right? Are you ready, my friend? Obviously, Andy Serkis, Alfred, right? Here we go, round 2, my friend. Penguin, Colin Farrell, right? Welcome back to the fight, my friend. The mayor, I forget her name. So she's back, right? Hey, Mr. Martinez. So here we go. More tomorrow, leaving us pending. But like, there you go, Batman just signal. He was on it, and then you get this one, right? Next exit, Gotham. Welcome, right? So here we go. This is where we get into the interesting territory, guys. And again, everybody just going in on in the chat, in the comment section. Scarlett Johansson saying, "I believe in Harvey Dent is going to be so iconic," right? So again, these are where the talks are coming in. This is why speculation's coming in. So and it's more than speculation, right? Like it's presented that way, but it's like, come on, like, you know what I mean? It's not really speculation at this point. Then you get in a Gotham State of Mind. Welcome. Boom. Come on. All right, Sebastian. Right? I mean, the man went in, right? Out of the shadows. Welcome, buddy from Game of Thrones. Right? The elder, I forget, the Christopher Dent, right? That's who they're speculating he's gonna be, right? Locked and loaded for Gotham. Welcome. Right? This is the other detective. So welcome to the party, man. So again, he's see you all in Gotham soon. So again, it was cool to see him do his thing. It was really cool to see him do his thing here, man. I'm excited, man. I'm excited for what's coming. We haven't it's been a while since we, obviously, gotten anything really to be excited about DC related, because again, everything else is just like, and obviously we all know I would love for it to be that we're getting news on the hashtag Restore the Snyderverse or Zack Snyder coming back, right? But until then, this is what's going to suffice for me, because this is really the only thing that's got anything that I'm kind of excited for, right? It's the Batman, right? Because like I said, the movie, the first one, I had my issues with it, but it wasn't like horrible, and I did enjoy it overall. But I really did. Again, my dislikes are my dislikes, and they're very big dislikes. But I still was able to enjoy the movie. But it's that Penguin series that really brought me into this. All right, what's Matt Reeves cooking here, And now, just again, from what I hear, what the story is gonna be possibly revolve around, and the speculation around it, is is Mr. Freeze in this or not, or is this going to be like again one of those nostalgia factors of like, no, it's just another Batman movie now set during Christmas time, winter time, and is this going to be the new Christmas movie, Batman Christmas movie. The Harvey Dent storyline here going in here, possible talks with the Court of Owls making an appearance. If all this really happens, I'll be, again, to see the Court of Owls in the Batman movie, that'll be insane. So I'm here for it, right? Penguin coming back, right? I'm here for it, man. I'm here for it all. The Joker, if he comes back, and we'll see if there's a more of him. And I think he's gonna save Joker for the third installment. If I'm being honest, I'd save that I'd wait because again, you didn't show too, or maybe keep like let's say in Thanos fashion, right? Keep playing on the fact that he's gonna come, but don't give him yet. You don't have to. There's plenty of villains, right? Again, the Harvey Dent turning. And here's the plus: like one can say, like, "Oh, we got Harvey Dent, yeah, but we didn't get Two-Face." You feel me? Like we got a little bit of Two-Face at the end. But he died off, right? Like it was a quick, not a quick, but he died off, So it's like you can do this differently. You still have a way of doing it differently. Is my whole point. But if you do the Court of Owls, man, golly, geez, that's next level. Because and again, that would be different, right? Because we've gotten we got the League of Assassins, right? We got the League of Shadows, right? And Batman Begins, right? And technically in the Dark Knight Rises, right? So to get a different kind of like group of menacing, behind the scenes society, secret societies type thing, like the Court of Owls, that'll make for a good movie. So I'm definitely, this is again DC stuff. This is what I'm excited for, guys. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, here we go. We got the homie Pin. Oh, wait, hold on. Here we go. Maybe that's what it is. No. How do we get there? We go. Okay. Aha. We got Pin in the building.
Hey, man. Hey, I can't stay long. I'm watching a movie with my kids here in a little bit.
Okay.
But I want to be here and be like, hi. You know what I'm saying? I just got done. The game ended. I don't know if you saw. Obviously, you didn't see. Cubs Sox, man. You know what I'm saying? You can't miss that game if you're a baseball fan. So I had to tune into it.
Can't miss it.
Yeah, man. Cubs 110-5 dominating fashion. But just wanted to come in here and say hi, man. How you doing?
For sure. Appreciate you stopping through. Yeah, man, you probably copped in the right moment. I mean, I'm just talking about the Batman 2. Matt Reeves kind of hinting on the cast.
Batman, you say? Coming for you. Yeah, I'm counting on it, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that movie. I'm excited for that one.
Were you a fan of the first one that came out, or what were your feelings of the first one?
Yeah, it was different. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of how they did that Batman. Right. Like, it didn't make full sense. Right, you know what I'm saying? All the mistakes and the fugazi in it, in his skills, like not fully there yet, but he's been doing it for years at that time. Right. But overall, I thought the movie was pretty solid. But honestly, I think the Penguin saved it, bro. Like that's how I feel. That's how I feel, bro. So I'm looking forward to it because of that show. And yeah, so I liked it, bro. I watched it a couple times after I saw it in the theaters, and I was like, it's not bad. It's just like I just wasn't a fan of that Bruce Wayne and how they portrayed him. But overall, I thought it was a pretty solid movie. I thought the Riddler, they did a really good job with the Riddler.
I agree.
For that villain, you know what I'm saying? Because it's hard to master that villain. Like Jim Carrey did cool, but it was more lighthearted. You know what I'm saying? When they did it back in the day, this one was more dark and it felt serious, and he actually felt like a threat. You know what I'm saying? Right. So that's something I really liked.
No, I agree. I think you're right. I agree that it was the Penguin that saved it initially, because the first one wasn't all bad, but there were just things about it that were like,
a little weird.
Yeah. But overall, the Penguin, I feel, did give you more of a holistic vision of what Matt Reeves is trying to build here.
For sure. For sure.
And that's what got me excited for this new movie. And then especially, like I was just saying a couple of minutes ago, like, seeing who is now possibly in this cast, from Sebastian, from Sebastian and Scarlett Johansson, coming in, the dude from Game of Thrones. It's a cool cast. It's a really good cast.
Yeah. And I like the Mr. Freeze story from the comics. And even the if you know Arkham City and animated too. And if you know Arkham as well too.
Oh yeah, yes.
There was a DLC. There was a DLC that they did with Mr. Freeze, and I was like, I wish everyone was able to play it because it was so good, man. I'm a big fan of it. I like the story. It's just I'm saying the Arnold Schwarzenegger one. It was like,
oh no,
that ain't it, bro. That ain't it. But outside of that, I like the story of Mr. Freeze. So I'm anticipating something big. We're gonna have Gotham in the winter, you know what I'm saying? So it should be a really cool vibe to this movie that I'm really looking forward to. And then the fight scenes in the first Batman, I loved it, bro. Like I love the bass they put, like when you break it down with the audio they put in the movie. The first fight scene when he fought like 5-6 dudes at once, every punch, like you felt it in the movie theater. Bro. I think I saw it in D-Box as well too. So maybe my seat was like, like I felt like I was getting punched by the bat too, man. So I remember, like, man, like I felt it, and I was like, okay, this sets the tone for the movie. This is a little bit more of a aggressive Batman that's like, I don't care about your hospital bills, you're gonna get it, you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm looking forward to it, bro. I like the Batman series. I like it. I just hopefully they fix up Batman a little bit and Bruce Wayne a little bit.
I agree. That's exactly where I'm at with it. Just make the tweaks you need to make to Batman and Bruce Wayne, because that first movie just wasn't doing it.
Yeah, it was weird, bro. When he fell off the bridge, I forgot how it was, bro, and he landed on his tail, bro. I was like, the smell is going on.
Hey, what's going on here?
This is his first day on the job, bro. What's happening? You didn't train for this? No prep? Just going for it? Like, what is happening right now, bro? Where's Ra's al Ghul at? Where he would be pissed off if he saw that right now. You know what I mean?
Like, right. No, 100%, dude. I mean, that's the thing, right? Like, that's the other part we don't get with this Batman. He isn't. I mean, we can chalk that off. We know this Batman isn't
Ra's al Ghul,
a student of Ra's al Ghul or the League of Shadows. There is nothing stealthy about this guy. There was nothing
at all
martial artsy about this guy. He was just a brawler, which again, it's okay. It wasn't the worst, but I did want to see more of the ninja stuff or more of the League of Shadows aspect, work in the dark from the shadows,
and for me, I don't mind that they didn't do that because of the direction how they used him as a detective. It kind of felt like a cop thriller, you know what I'm saying, when he was on the detective mode in the crime scenes and all that stuff. So I don't mind you don't use Ra's al Ghul. You're trying to do your own thing. But give me more of that. Give me more that he's like an expert in crime scenes rather than how they portrayed it a little bit.
Balance of the two.
I feel that. Yeah, I feel that too,
because that is what Batman is. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not like he's not a detective.
Yeah,
he is a detective.
Yeah,
but he's also a ninja. So can you give me both?
Yeah, I feel it. I feel it.
Can he work from the shadows, but also, crack, cases and.
Well, he definitely can't work in the shadows in this one. So that's what I'm saying. Like, let the detective mode escalate that. Then, like, if you're gonna lose something,
if you're gonna commit to that, then. I hear you.
That's where I'm coming at with that. But I agree with you too. Like, we know Batman. I have a Batman poster right here hanging up. I look at it every single day. You know what I mean? Like,
I will say this:
was bigger than me. So, like, I love Batman, and I just wish, like, the fullness of Batman. We haven't gotten one like since Christian Bale, but it still wasn't the fullness of the Batman. Like Brad Pitt, bro, Ben Affleck, bro. It wasn't the fullness of what Batman could be, bro. You know what I mean? We've yet to get that. You know what I'm saying? Like comic book worthy.
Right.
We'll see if we ever get it though. I don't know if we'll ever get it, but it doesn't mean they're bad or anything like that. It's
just 100%. No, I agree with you. Right. No,
I want to see the beast, man. The beast in the suit.
Still is Ben Affleck, but even that I can say, unfortunately, we were robbed of his movie.
Yeah,
and getting more to actually say.
I would have liked to see his movie. I ain't gonna lie to you. I would have liked to see what they would have portrayed him as, because I would have liked to see him and Robin and seeing it on screen, Joker taking him out, and why he became like, I don't give a damn about murder anymore. You know what I mean? Like
that whole kind of story.
Yeah, there's potential everywhere, but I'm sick of the potential thing. Like, just show me, just do it and show me now, because you never know what can happen. A lot of fumbles be happening in this day and age, bro, when it comes to superhero stuff.
I will say that, seeing that we know we're gonna get Harvey Dent in this new Batman, I'm kind of like curious, like how they play this one, because I'm like, that first Bruce Wayne in the first movie just is so disconnected and disassociated with society. I don't see how he has any kind of relationship with Harvey Dent.
Yeah,
at least not as Bruce Wayne, which most story arcs are built that way. There's the relationship between Bruce Wayne and Harvey. Now, granted, no, I was gonna say they didn't do that in The Dark Knight, but they still did do that, just in their own way.
In their own way,
But obviously, it was the dynamic between Batman and Harvey that I think carried more.
Yeah,
but they still did both, so I can't say that they didn't. But it's gonna be hard to see that in this movie again. Just seeing just how awkwardly you made Bruce Wayne be such this emo character in this first movie, that it's gonna be hard to believe that there's a relationship there. So I'm kind of like, I do wonder how they do this in this one,
Yeah.
And then like you said, I'm interested in that. If it is Mr. Freeze that they're hinting on with the whole winter tires thing, I'm definitely like, hopefully they do it justice, because like you, I'm a big fan of the Mr. Freeze storyline.
Yeah, because he's not necessarily a bad guy. He's just trying to save his girl. You know what I mean? Like, it's a cool story. It's a cool story.
It's a really good story. Really, really captivating.
Let me know when Robert's out of the shower.
And then, like I said, I know there's talks of the Court of Owls. So that would be interesting to see as well. If that's also going to be a part of this movie. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the Court of Owls.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, right. So, matter of fact, I think that they also have a storyline in the Arkham City, right?
Yeah.
So
Arkham City for sure.
Yeah, so I'm definitely I'd like to see what they do there, man.
They also was an Arrow for a little bit as well too, when Arrow was good at the time.
Yeah, that's true. They did make an appearance there too.
I think that after that, that's when it got weird, bro. That's when I stopped watching. I was like,
oh man. But I think the ones that executed it the best was probably the animated Batman versus Robin movie, where they introduced the Court of Owls there. I think that was a good it wasn't comic book accurate to the fullest, but it was close enough.
It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have
to be, in my opinion. As
long as it makes sense.
Yeah.
And it's entertaining. Yeah, that's all
exactly.
I ask, you know what I mean?
Exactly. But anyways, dude, let's I know I don't have you for long, so I kind of want to run things by you.
Let's do it.
So
I got like maybe 5 minutes.
Have you seen it yet?
Still haven't seen it. Heard a little bit things.
Okay.
Heard a little bit of things. I'm glad they got rid of the character from the first one. Nerd to return. You know what I'm saying? I was happy about it. I saw his death scene.
They righted it wrong there.
I love that. I didn't see anything else outside of that though.
Okay.
So I still got to see it. I don't really want any spoilers or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I still have to see it. It's just like my wife.
Well, I'm not
is any day now, right now, bro.
It is worth the watch, I would say, bro.
I want to see it. My son wants to see it too, but I think there's a lot of cussing in it. There he is.
Hey, there he is. What's up, Donnie? How's it going?
Hi.
Hey.
There he is, man.
Yeah, no, there is. You're probably gonna have to, cover his ears a couple times.
I will have to wait till it's on TV so he can watch it, where they automatically take out the cusses.
They do it for you.
Right. I'll have to wait for him to watch it then.
Well, I'll tell you this much: if it's in theater still, you want to go watch it, I don't mind, dude.
Okay. My wife's any day now. That's the thing.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
She's already dilating, you know what I mean? So it's like it could be tomorrow, it could be a week, 2 weeks from now.
Right.
But it's like 2 weeks are in, so I have to be on call.
That's true.
So after the birth.
After that. Let's do it after.
But I don't know if it'll be in theaters. I don't know if it'll be in theaters.
We'll watch it on HBO Max.
Then. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Paramount Plus. It's finally on Paramount Plus.
Let's get it. You know what I mean? Let's get it.
But it's worth the watch. I will say I'm kind of bummed out that it's not doing that well in theaters. As far as like the second the second weekend it's been out, because I'm like, man, it really should be doing a lot better than what it is. but it's doing well enough that you can tell like it's still a fan classic or a cult classic. It has the potential of still being that.
Yeah.
I just wish it had more recognition, because they definitely.
I heard nothing but good things about it. Nothing.
Yeah,
but
they
good
definitely
things.
upped the ante on it from the first one.
Yeah.
Even there's a lot more things that they did right other than just that one that you mentioned,
right.
Which rightfully so.
Yeah.
But let's see what else we got here. Let me get your thoughts on this. Let me see if you know anything about this before you dip out.
All right.
What are your thoughts on the Odyssey 2 or the Odyssey?
I was about to say 2. I need to see the first one. Hey, what do you want to know about it, bro? Like, I'm all
have
in.
You heard about the controversy behind it?
What controversy?
So apparently, obviously, there's a lot of, in an era that's hyper focused on, I guess you could say, the virtue signaling and the woke stuff, whatever things of that nature.
Oh yes, I know about you. Are you talking about Achilles?
Yeah. So there's the rumors of that, right?
Yeah.
Whether or not this, I forget her name, is going to be Achilles, which honestly, that'll be stupid.
It is now.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of that, bro.
Yeah.
I sent you a clip, bro. I don't know if you've seen it yet.
Oh,
it was her that. It was either on Facebook or on Instagram, one of those.
Okay.
But I sent you a clip, and it was Troy, but instead of Brad Pitt, it was her. You need to. Hey, you can show it here if you want, bro. You need to.
I gotta find that.
It's hilarious, bro. I send it to you though for sure, bro.
Oh man, okay.
You should peep that, bro. Cause
I'm gonna check.
That joke was funny, dog. That joke
was
funny.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Damn,
okay.
Yeah, you gotta see that, bro. You gotta see that for sure.
Is it the Newsmax one?
I'm not sure. Check it. Just look and see, bro.
Okay. I got you.
I can look too if you want, bro. I'll look too.
Hold on. I don't know if this is it. Okay, they're talking about it.
No, it's a video. It's an actual video.
Okay, I have yet. No, I don't see that. It's just them talking about it. So it ain't this one. Okay, it ain't this one.
For sure, I send it to you, bro. It's like a clip. It's like a movie clip.
Oh man. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, I'm gonna find it for you too, bro. I'm gonna be.
Yeah, because I'm like, man, that would be funny to see.
It's hilarious, bro. It's hilarious. Let me go to messages real quick. Stand by. I'm looking too.
Yeah. Because I mean, it's just crazy.
It's the second one. It's the second one I sent you on Instagram. I got it, bro.
On IG. Okay.
So on IG. It's the second one, bro.
Okay.
I just sent it to you.
Okay, bet. Hold on.
Yeah, it's the second one. It's after the Simpsons one that I sent you.
Okay, bet.
Yeah. Put it up, bro. It's
hilarious. We're putting it up. Oh! Hold on. Hold on. Okay, hold on. I gotta play this. Internet. And this thing is cold.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish there was a way to like maximize this.
Click it.
Yeah.
Oh, or can you take out the?
I don't. No. Ah! Oh, there we go. Oh,
yeah, so I did hear about that controversy, bro, and as it should be. You know what I mean? As it should be, bro. Like,
yeah,
I'm not a big fan of that woke stuff. That don't mean I don't like the people. That don't mean I wish ill will on them.
Right.
I'm a Christian, bro. I believe in the Bible. I believe what the Bible says. I've seen so many things where I can't deny Jesus. I've seen so much of him in reality in my life and in other people's life that I can't deny that. So when I see this stuff, I'm like, yeah, I'm not a fan of it. I'm just not a fan. That don't mean I hate the person. That don't mean ill will. It's just I know what I believe is true.
It's like, if we're just gonna be honest, it's like, come on, like you just can't pretend that this was what Achilles looked like. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
nah, at all. Achilles,
you know saying? Like,
even
I'll be
Brad
honest,
Pitt's
I even
Achilles
had
wasn't
issues
like
with
that.
the Achilles that they chose for the Troy show on Netflix.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't as, you know,
I had an issue with Brad Pitt being it because he still wasn't as big as Achilles was.
But he was the biggest on the team so far.
But he was good. He was good.
Yeah.
It was great, but it wasn't.
No, but yeah,
what
they upscale from there for sure?
Yeah,
you know. But yeah, it's crazy.
You continue to downscale that.
Now, luckily, it's still a rumor, so it's not official.
I heard it was official.
As far as the ones that are official, I have no problem with the Travis Scott casting with him being the bard in the story, because it's like, well, he's a rapper, so I know he made that connection of, you know, rappers are the modern day poets, so let me have that being displayed in the film. You know, there's some sort of creative artistic thing there, I guess I can see there. So it's like, all right, that makes sense. I'm not mad at that. And even the Helen of Troy being, you know, this the black girl.
Yeah. Lupita.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that either. Like, now, if we're gonna be honest, do I believe that that's what she looked like compared to how they describe her?
She was a redhead. She was a redhead, you know, and she was white. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing: all movies do this. They put their own twist to it. I like it where it's like as accurate as possible. You know what I mean? I'm that type of guy when it comes to like Bible stories and stuff. This is not a Bible story, but when it comes to like King David, I don't know if you've seen it on Prime. Solid film, but it's not fully. It's good, bro. I would check it out. It's solid. I do like The Chosen. I don't know if you've seen The Chosen, but that's like biblically accurate, bro. Like the Sermon on the Mount, they have 5,000 cast members. You know what I mean? And it's word for word biblical. I love it. So I do like the accuracy. And when it does inaccurate stuff, I'm not the biggest fan, but it's not I'm not gonna say the movie afterward. I'm not gonna complain about it. You know what I mean? It's just preference at the end of the day. So the people complaining about it, get a life. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not serious to me. You know what I mean? Like, it really isn't. But the cast is amazing, bro. But I think Elliot is I thought it was confirmed,
no, from what I heard, it's still just a rumor.
I'm gonna go with IMDb.
Well, that's kind of hard to say if that's even accurate, because people
most of the time it is.
You know, but yeah, people can, you know, just like
it doesn't say there. It doesn't say there.
Okay.
It's blank right now.
I think it's just a rumor. And again, it's like, I don't play her in anything else. I don't care. And if you want to have her be a boy, cool, whatever. That's the route you want to go.
Well, she's technically.
Well, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's already happened. Yeah. Like, I don't care for that.
Yeah.
But I will say, like, but to have her play Achilles, like, now you're just.
Yeah, that's dumb to me.
That's just crazy.
Yeah.
You know, again, but as far as the other two, I'm okay with it. You know, Travis Scott being the bard, Girl being Helen. Yeah, that doesn't bother me much. Now, can we be honest and say that that's not accurate to the literature? It's not, right?
It's
you know what I'm saying?
None of
but does it change the story in any kind of crazy way? Not really. You know what I mean? So, again, as long as she's beautiful, that's all that matters. As long as she's attractive, that's what Helen is supposed to embody, right? The most attractive woman in the time that caused a war to happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's all you really need. Oh, is that Bowser?
Bowser Jr.
Oh,
we took
is that from the new movie?
Yeah. Did you see it?
I haven't even seen it yet.
Oh, it's good, bro. It's better than the first one. Did you see the first one?
I saw the first one. It's
better than the first one. It's way better than the first one. Yeah, there's a lot more stuff, and they tease. I don't know if you want me to tell you, but
no. Let me leave it a surprise. I do intend to watch it. It's still in theater, no?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or now it's coming out digital May 19th, May 20th, somewhere around there. So it's leaving soon.
Okay, I got to catch it before it gets out then.
Yeah, and then it'll be on the platform after the whatever day. I think it's like 40 days on digital.
Okay.
It'll be on Peacock. That's where it'll be live on afterwards.
Okay.
But there's a teaser for the third movie in it. There's
Is there? Oh, okay. So there's
throughout the movie.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I will say, like, teasers. The other reason why I'm like kind of like worried for Mortal Kombat 2, and I'm hoping it has some kind of legs to follow, is because the way it ends, there is a third installment.
Yeah.
You know. And again, I feel like
it's already signed. They're gonna make the third one.
Oh, is it okay? Because I'm like, man,
that
I really want to see how it continues, because
there
is an aspect to this story that's open ended.
I gotta dip out here, my bro.
But yeah, no, I figured.
But thank you, bro. We're gonna watch Goat on Netflix. It's on Netflix.
What are you guys gonna watch?
Goat.
Oh, Goat. Nice.
Yeah, we haven't seen it yet. They want to see it, so we're gonna watch it right now. It'll be our last movie before the little girl comes. So we're gonna spend the family time here. Also, Spurs are up fourth quarter, 110-84. 110-84. It's a me. But I appreciate you being here. I wish I could be longer, bro. But
no, it's all good. I appreciate you hopping through, man.
Yeah, you're welcome, man. And I'll be tuned in. I'll catch the replay, bro.
All right, for sure.
All right, man. Peace out.
All right, Robbie Jr. Love you, brother.
He said, "Love you."
Love you too.
All right, buddy. Take care.
Take care, guys.
All right, guys. But yeah, man. So, yeah, Mortal Kombat 2. Go catch that. And the Odyssey, like I said, I'm still excited for it. Again, I if there's one thing I can agree with is the whole Ellen thing, like, or whatever the name is now. But just yeah, that's come on, like don't go crazy. Let's not get crazy here. Like let's still be reasonable. Like that's all I gotta say. The other two things don't bother me. I think anybody fussing about, like, it is what it is. Like let's, at the end of the day, it is still just a mythical or mythological story. It doesn't, I will say people tend to forget, like, it doesn't really change the story plot having these characters played by who they're played by, because it's like, as long as they play the role, that's all that matters. And as long as they fit the role, that's all that matters. Even if there's some minor inaccuracies by detail, like physical details, it's fine. It should still play out the same way. The story should still work. So I'm not too big on, like, I don't care for that, or it doesn't bother me much. Now, would I have preferred it like be as accurate as possible according to the literature? For sure, because that makes it. I'm gonna tell you why it matters, right? This is why it does matter to a certain degree. Not everybody reads books. I know a lot of people that have not read the Odyssey or the Homer, the Homer book. There is a problem when you're taking creative liberties when it comes to things that have details that matter, right? In a sense, right? Like specifically history, for sure. These mythological stories that might have some sort of historical components to it, though, still. I can see why it does matter, right? Because some people are going to watch this movie and think that this is real, or think that it's true, or like think that this is what's in the book. And it makes for like conversations that it's happened to me, right? There's movies that I've seen before reading the book or the actual context of the history that I thought were real. I'm that idiot sometimes. Like, oh yeah, did you know Helen was black? You know what I'm saying? Or something, like I could be that guy. I've done it with other things. You know what I'm saying? Because I thought, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, like, because I didn't know no better. So to that degree, I can see why there actually is an importance to actually being as accurate as possible to whether it's the historical account or just the literal account of the literature, right? So there is a reason for that, is what I can say. There's a reason for that argument to be made, and that's the reason I'd give it. As far as like the woke argument to it all, and whether this is an attack on Western culture and Western literature, or whatever, all that could be. You might be over exaggerating there. Although I can see why it's a thing, because again, it's not to say that there isn't a culture war there that is happening, So unfortunately, when things that seem to be adjacent to that, I guess it can bring the stokes of concern. But I can honestly sit here and say I don't think that that's the case. I don't find myself to think that Christopher Nolan cares for culture, for the culture wars and anything of that nature, and appropriating anything and things of that nature, or representation. I don't think that's it. I think he's just taking creative liberties for him to take them for for whatever reason he wants. And I think it's fine in this space, with the exception being that I will give room to the argument of the problem is you're about to tell a story. It's been a while since we saw the story of Troy, for that matter, with Brad Pitt, although it was on Netflix, but I don't know how many people saw that Troy Netflix series. So we have yet to see what happens there. And then now we're getting this Odyssey, which is the continuation, like what follows after the story of Troy, right? And again, people are going to watch this thinking that this is true to the account, because they don't know no better, because they never read the book and probably don't even intend on reading the book, and they're going to look stupid, like I've looked stupid to other people that actually know the truth, And it's like it's going to suck for them. I'll tell you that much. As much as it sucks for me for the times that that's happened to me, right, where I thought they were being historically accurate or something like that, and here I am full of confidence, like, yeah, I know that story, blah 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 blah. And then all of a sudden they're like, no, man, that's not how it actually goes, or no, that's not true, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I'll give room to that argument. Everything else, I think it's over exaggerated. What else? Oh, of course, yes, the Michael movie, right? That's doing really well right now in the box office. I might have been wrong. Here goes another thing I might have to admit that I'm wrong on. And that's that's that it might not beat Bohemian Rhapsody. It might not, right? So again, I don't really know if it is or not. It's because it's, from what I've seen at the moment, it's at $611 million right now in the box office, or point something in the box office, worldwide, right? Domestically, it had a good run. Internationally, it's had a good run. I should have seen how that compares to Bohemian Rhapsody, and I'll do those numbers for some other time. What I do know is that right now, where it's being projected to top off at, it won't be beating Bohemian Rhapsody, right? Because Bohemian Rhapsody made over 900 some million. They're capping Michael. They're projecting it might cap off, and this is if the life continue, which I hope it does, and it's worth the watch, people. So if you haven't gone to go watch it, go watch it. And that's they're saying 800 million might be the ceiling for it, but they're not even certain about that. It still has a good audience score, rightfully so, between 97 to 98% audience score. Critics still suck at critiquing movies. So that's that. But yeah, like I said, it's still doing well. It's not to say that it's not doing well. So it's still doing well. It's just the projections for it of where it's going to top off at. It's like, oh, I might be wrong with what I thought. I thought it would actually pass Bohemian Rhapsody, but we have yet to see. So again, it's worth the watch, guys. If you haven't seen it, go catch it in theater. And then another movie I could speak on, and I'll give a little kudos to it as well. Again, right now is The Devil Wears Prada 2, guys. Go catch that in theater as well if you haven't seen it. Definitely worth the watch. If you're a fan of that first movie, this picks up. The story continues pretty well. I would say it adds more to the storyline, and that shows you character growth for some characters, not for some, maybe not some for others, or maybe not as much. But you see more of the character. There's some things that I didn't. I'll say, like, I'm like, why didn't you guys show that? Like, I know you guys, it's cool that she has a new man now, because we know that she had issues with her. She was getting divorced in the first one. So she's with a new husband in the second one. What I was disappointed is that you didn't see the twins, the girls. It would have been cool to see them in the movie, all grown up, and see what the relationship is between her and the kids. It could have added context to what they kind of project in the storyline, and that's that her being this essential, like, just in love with her job, that it messed with her affairs outside of it, right? Like between her relationship with her family and all that, which essentially speak on why there was a divorce. And now she just was lucky enough to have a husband that's uh, understanding enough, I guess you could say. So again, Devil Wears Prada 2, worth to watch, guys. Go check that out. Let's see other things that I wanted to talk about before heading out. The Daredevil Born Again series, guys. Season 2. I'm about to get to the end of it. I haven't finished it, guys. But where it's at right now, I'll say this. Again, this is some of the best Marvel has dropped as far as like the series go on Disney Plus. And I'm definitely intrigued to see um how it correlates and relates to the overall MCU, especially the Spider-Man Brand New Day. Seeing that, at least we know for sure Matt Murdock has made an appearance in that universe, right? The Spider-Man storyline of the MCU. So I'm interested to see how that continues to grow. They brought in Jessica Jones in the last episode I saw. And it was kind of like, you know, there's more to her story that I need to know now. I don't know if you get more of it in these last 2 episodes I have yet to watch, or if it's more of just like, hey, just be an expectancy of her coming now, more of her coming. The same way they did with Punisher, right? Like you get Punisher in that first season. We didn't really. I have yet to see him in the second season, so and I know that it just dropped. It just dropped, so again, I don't want to. I can't really speak on it just yet. I haven't seen the first episode just yet, but I'm hearing good things about it, and I did hear good things about how the Daredevil season 2 wraps up. So I'm excited to see how it does wrap up. I will say where I'm at now with it. I'm not a fan of how they went in the direction of with Paige, Mrs. or yeah, Paige, yeah. Feel like there's like a first name to her, like a I don't know, Paige. You guys know what I'm talking about. For the Daredevil fans out there, I don't like the route they went with her. I think it was kind of like lazy and almost like counterproductive, right? It's like you said, oh, we like the story plot of when Daredevil was actually willing to kill Wilson Fisk, and she was trying to hold it, or she was like the voice of reason and holding him back, from crossing that threshold. So now we're just going to do the same thing opposite now. I thought that was just lazy writing, poor writing, because there's nothing that insinuates she was essentially supposed to go down that path, you know. Even despite her killing in the first season, like you get what I'm saying, like that's my whole point. She kills this guy in the first season, if I remember correctly, Wesley, and it's not like she was okay with killing too. So like she was already battling those kind of thoughts then, and she grew from it. So to kind of have her go back, I don't like that. Like it's this weird like lack of character develop. She already developed and grew from that mindset, to then kind of have her come back to that. It was just poor writing to me, but apart from that, again, overall, I'm content with how they went with things so far in the season, in this season 2 of Daredevil. Again, I have 2 more episodes to go. I'll give you guys my full thoughts on it going forward. And like I said, Punisher, I've yet to watch it. So, but once my intention is to get caught up so that way we can talk about it actually in real time as we go forward. Other than that, Invincible, again, another one worth the watch, and I have yet to watch The Boys. But Invincible, man, like this, they just don't. I've seen some kind of hate around it, but that's kind of weird. But other than that, and maybe it's like the diehard Invincible. I haven't read any of the comics, so I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. So maybe as someone who hasn't read the comics, I'm like loving what they've done with Invincible, and definitely worth the watch. It's again some of the best that Amazon has put out there, and definitely some of the best comic book genre material out there, guys. So again, I just wanted to give credit where credit is due for some of the shows that I've been watching and some of the movies I've been watching, and I figured this will be a good time to kind of just get out and call it call it a night. So we don't go past this 2 hour mark that I'm trying to keep my shows on. I'll for sure get into the meat of the politics stuff and all that in the next episode on Monday. But as of now, guys, again, I appreciate those that chimed in or in the comment section, those that tuned in while I was live. Again, if you agree, if you agree or disagree with anything that I mentioned, or if there's anything that you'd like for me to talk about, you know what I'm saying? Like, again, put it in the comment section. Let me know. I'm willing to talk about anything and everything, as long as, I know what it's about, right? Or even if I'm being informed, right? So let me know if there's something you'd like for me to talk about that I'm not covering yet or not talking about, and again, from the things that I am talking about, if you agree, let me know. Let me know what you agree with, and if you disagree, let me know even more of that, like, and why you disagree, or what your thoughts are. Or if I'm missing something, maybe there's something I'm not covering on the things that I'm covering. Make a mention of it in the comment section, guys. Don't be shy. And again, like, share, subscribe, follow, wherever you're tuning in from. And again, share is like the biggest thing I can ask for, guys. Like, share the video. Make sure you share the video, repost it, requote it, quote it. If you're watching on X, repost it. If you're watching from YouTube, share it. If you're watching from Facebook, share it. Rumble, share it. IG. I'm not sure. Actually, I've never watched anything live on IG, so I wouldn't know how that works. But if you're able to share it on IG, share it. But share and comment and engage, guys. I can. And again, subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you do know when I go live. Right. Again, the idea is to go live Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. It might just be Mondays and Fridays right now. I do have Bible studies on Wednesdays, so it's kind of hard to hop on live because sometimes the Bible studies go on a lot longer than anticipated. So by the time I get home, it's kind of like really late. But you know what? Saying that I go late even on Fridays and Mondays, maybe I should just go live on Wednesdays as well, because I really do want to do. I want to do more faith-based stuff and life stuff, right? Like, as well. Like, I want to get into those conversations as well. I'm noticing I haven't actually had a chance to do that, and for me, I feel that that's just as much as important, and if not more important than some of the discussions we're having here. I like the discussions I'm having here. I'm having because it's fun. It's things that I like and love and have a passion for. When it comes to these movies and TV shows and obviously sports, playoffs, and things like that. These are things that I enjoy and like. Boxing, whatever, or music from time to time when I talk about music. But and then obviously like the news stuff, right? Whether it's technological discussions or political discussions, all that's fine and stuff. But I like to get into the more meteor side of things too, right? Like the philosophical, theological, life, culture, whatever. Just not even just culture, but just life issues, like real life issues, personal issues, like things that we deal with on a micro level rather than the macro level, right? I discuss a lot of macro things here. Let's bring it down to the micro. Let's get deep and personal with things, right? Like relationship stuff and things of that nature. I'm down to talk about that as well. And there's a lot to be said there and learn about, when it comes to those things. And even more faith-based stuff, right? As a man who is now trying to on his journey to like re-establish and reassert myself in my faith with God and my relationship with Christ, and sharing more of that and seeing how that maybe it helps someone else. The journeys we're all on, right? Maybe my journey, some of y'all can relate, or maybe just in general, the fact that there are, we all can agree we're all on our journeys and there's things we're going through and battling and dealing with, whether it's mentally, health-wise. These are discussions I also want to get into, and maybe these are the discussions I have on Wednesdays as well. So again, just be if you're not sure when I'm going live, it's Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. It's been only Monday and Fridays 2 weeks in a row, but I'm really gonna, I'm gonna probably just commit to going live on Wednesdays after Bible study, regardless of how late it is. Or if you guys would like for me to just go live earlier, let me know that too. You know what I'm saying? I'll just try and strive to do better at going live earlier rather than later. It's if I'm being honest, it's kind of easier for me to go to live later because essentially that's kind of when I free up. and it gives me enough time to like get things ready for the podcast. But yeah, if it's that I gotta go on live earlier, guys, let me know. But again, that being said, guys, I appreciate you guys for watching. For those who watched it live, for those who watched this, on the rewatch, appreciate you guys. And again, Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, that's when we go live. Appreciate you guys. Much love.